The SEIU is a big union in America, and they recently endorsed Hillary Clinton. Now, there was some controversy about that because the leadership decides who to endorse. They don't take a vote among all the members, among the actual people. So it's much easier to cut backroom deals and, have nepotism and favoritism and actually trading favors. So take it for what it's worth here and understand that when the people have an opportunity to vote for who they want to endorse, it's almost always Bernie Sanders. But when you have the leadership decide at various groups, it's almost always Hillary. Well, Politico reported on a really dirty trick used by the SEIU in Nevada. They say, quote, ahead of Nevada's Democratic caucuses, the Service Employees International Union is distributing literature to members touting Hillary Clinton's support for a $15 hourly wage for workers. But Clinton, who won the SEIU's endorsement in November, has not actually endorsed a federal $15 minimum wage. Clinton has said since the beginning of her campaign that she backs a federal minimum wage of $12 an hour. Add a cherry on top here. Who does support a $15 minimum wage? Bernie Sanders. So they put on their flyers a reason to vote for Hillary that is really a reason to vote for Bernie. And you guys know Hillary ended up winning the Nevada caucus. Bernie, I believe, got 47.2% of the vote. Now, again, you have to put everything in perspective here. Bernie was down 25 points just 5 weeks ago in Nevada. Now he made it a somewhat close race, although it's still, a solid victory for Hillary Clinton. But stuff like this might at least partially explain why Hillary Clinton ended up winning. And that's what everybody needs to understand about Bernie and his campaign, is that you might know all of Bernie's policy positions. You're a political junkie. If you watch this show, chances are you're highly educated and you know about a lot of the different stuff going on. But your run-of-the-mill Democratic voter, they don't know. And a lot of the times when people are asked by pollsters in various states, hey, who are you going to support for the Democratic nomination? It's just a default fall back to, I guess I'd vote for Hillary. I mean, I know the Clintons. I liked Bill. I know she ran against Obama last time. I guess maybe it's her turn. Hillary. They'll just say Hillary. But when people actually learn about the different positions of Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, and they figure out who's more liberal, they figure out who has a record of fighting for the people, they're going to go, okay, yeah, I like Bernie. So what's Hillary doing in her campaign, and what are her supporters doing in order to try to hang on for victory here? Well, they're doing misleading attacks where they just say, hey, Hillary believes what Bernie believes, even though she doesn't. Vote for her because of that. I mean, that's as sleazy as it gets in politics. And understand something too, man. I spoke about this recently, and I keep trying to get this policy idea out there as much as possible. My idea of what the living wage situation should be is I want each individual state to make it a living wage. So in other words, you have federal legislation that says each individual state, economists must determine what a living wage is in those states, and then you make that the minimum wage in those states, and then you tie it to inflation. So it's a living wage everywhere, and it's tied to inflation, so it increases over time. But in Wyoming, it might be $9.50 an hour, and in New York, it might be $22 an hour. You see what I'm saying? That's my preferred minimum wage position. So I'm not even with either campaign on this. But the bottom line is the SEIU and Hillary, they pretended they had Bernie's position, even though they don't, to try to get her elected. That really says something about whose policy positions appeal more to the American people.